Hey guys, what's up? It's Eflin here, and welcome to episode 21 of Warframe, the Ultimate Beginner's Guide. Today we're going to be killing Lephantis, talking a little bit more about Pluto and the Patient Zero quest. We're actually going to cover that one in the next episode, because I'm going to show you guys the full quest of that there one, because I honestly forget that one. So think of the next episode kind of like a playthrough, where I show things and stuff, so yeah, that's going to be a thing. So, moving on, let's just go ahead and get Lephantis out of the way. We're using Nova, we're using the Soma. I also have a cool new helmet for my Nova because it came up in alerts, and I just thought, hey, I want to have that because I look cooler in the guides and stuff like that there. So, go ahead, click on the Derelict, go to the Orokin Derelict Assassination, which is over here in the far right-hand corner. Make sure you're playing solo, jump into it, bring your Soma, make sure you have corrosive damage, things like that there. And we should be good to go. Now, I showed my Soma build that I had in the last video. Make sure to be ranking up your mods. Make sure to be, modding for the correct elements. Make sure to have Vital Sense and Point Strike on. I'm also going to show you guys a little bit of the progression in my dojo too. But let's get this boss fight out of the way first, because this one can take a little while as well. Kind of just like Bayhek, except just less time, right? You could also bring Rhino here as well. If you happen to build Rhino, you could basically bring any frame to this boss fight. I just think Nova makes it the easiest because you can slow him down and it doesn't really take away from the boss fight too much because he can still kind of attack you and stuff like that there. So, it's a very easy boss fight, but it's also a very cool boss fight because it's the first two-stage boss fight in, well, not the first two-stage boss fight, but it's one of the first cool two-stage boss fights in the game, is what I should have said. Just ignore all the infested enemies. Don't even bother trying to fight them. And this is the room that you're trying to get to. So once you're here, skip the cutscene. Press 4 straight away. And then they will all be caught in your M Prime. So like this guy right here. So he's going to come up. And all you have to do is blast him in the face. This guy's level 35. So you might want to bring the Redeemer if we don't happen to kill these guys fast enough. But what you want to do is just shoot them in the face. And we should be good to go. He's almost dead. There you go. One magazine will kill one of the parts of the Lephantis. Press 4 again inside this guy. Wait for him to open his chest. And do the exact same thing to him like you did to the last guy. Now you might have to take a few attempts at this guy because he closes it. You also have this guy over here. He has a big scythe, but let's focus on killing the guy with the gun first. Run away from the guy with the scythe. Kill the guy with the gun. Almost dead. Let's just reload right there. See if we can put some damage on him. Up over his scythe. Kill that guy like so. You can farm Neurods here too, guys. So, yeah. See if we can actually pick anything up. Doesn't seem like it. Press M Prime. It might take him a little while to come up, but there's a few like places you can hide here. So like up here, for example, where he can't really hit you. You just hide up here, wait for him to come back. Now he's back. You can also shoot his mouth, but shooting the face on his chest is a lot faster. And I think you deal a lot more damage by shooting that as well. And that will only ever really show whenever he's attacking. So I'm just going to shoot his mouth for now. Now I'm going to shoot his face. There you go. That's him done. 2 Orokin cells. So you get a mixture of Orokin cells and Euros from this fight. And then you'd think that that was the last, the last head. You'd think that's the boss fight over. But the floor breaks. So let's just wait for it. If it would like to hurry up. There you go. So and they break the floor. Ready? There you go. So you can skip these, but I just thought I'd show it because it's cool looking. And yeah. And now he's just one big monster, so run over to him, M Prime, jump up on this platform, shoot him in the face again. Just the exact same weak spots that they had last time, except you can shoot all of them more or less at the same time this time, so wait for their weak spots to kind of appear, and then just murder them. So that guy not invulnerable because he's close to death. Do the same to this guy. Shoot him until he goes invulnerable. And do the same to the Snout guy. He's actually already dead. We killed him pretty fast. Then I killed that guy. Now his is dead. And he's dead. Really easy. So whenever they go invulnerable, it's basically them dead. And yeah. Super easy boss fight. And that's how you farm Necros. You just have to keep on crafting that Orokin Derelict Assassination key. Can be longer if you don't have the right mods on your Soma, but I'll show mine after this mission. So it's just like Split Chamber, Surration, Heavy Caliber, Stormbringer, Infected Clip, Vital Sense, Point Strike. And I think I also have Cryo Rounds on here, but they're all unranked, so we have the base elemental damage and stuff like that there. So we boosted our damage by a decent bit. We got the Necros chassis from that. Necros is a frame that you definitely want to pick up because He's really good for farming resources, especially if you want to be lazy and farm resources too. So we'll be talking a little bit about that there whenever we get to, I want to say the last boss, because, I mean, resource farming and stockpiling them, you don't really need to do it, but you can do it. It's like optional sort of thing. So we have that there done. We also have another message in our inbox. Let's take a look and see what it is. So let's just, the stalker for killing Lephantis, easy peasy. Go ahead, press X. Head over to the Pluto Junction, and let's see, we have, find and defeat Lephantis and Derelict, open 3 Neo Void Relics, complete 15 waves of defense at Stoffler on Lua. So now we have access to Eris, which, it's a pain in the ass place to be, because this is probably like my least favorite planet in general. But on this planet, you have the ability to get Atlas, and you have the ability to get Mesa. Now, Mesa is 9 million times better than Atlas, and you get Mesa by doing the Patient Zero quest. So if you want to get ahead of this video and start the Patient Zero quest, feel free to do so, but that is going to be the next quest that we're actually starting, and then we're going to jump on and do the War event. So we're going to get Mesa. We're going to start the quest now. We're going to have that as our active quest. But before you guys do that there, I want you guys to kind of like run through and do a lot of the missions on Eris here. I think maybe the quest might actually like guide you through some of them. But Eris is a very annoying tile set, and it'll take a little while to get used to the map. But two things I will say about Eris here is you can farm parts for a frame called Nidus on Ostris right here. And Nidus is a very good frame because he scales very well in the late game, especially as a solo player. So you can solo things very easily with Nidus, and you get that from doing a quest called the Index, which I don't think we have access to right now, but you may be able to get it from the Syndicate places in, what's it called, in the Relays. And we also have Zeni over here, which is good for farming Axii and Neo Relics. This is my go-to place for farming Axii and Neo Relics. Just always go to Zeni. Ostris is good as well for Zeni, or it's good like a replacement for Zeni if you don't want to do the Zeni one, but Zeni is very easy because it's just an interception. You bring a frame like Frost, you mod for range, stretch and overextended, and a little bit of duration with your continuity, constitution. You don't need Nara Mind It, but it's just like a CC build for Frost, which we'll be making in this guide as well. So what I want you guys to be doing is focusing on forming your frames, and we'll talk a little bit about that there whenever we head back to the armory, which we're going to do now, and also focus on clearing up your quests. So Patient Zero, get that there one out of the way, and then we'll be moving on to the War of Inn. Hidden Messages, you don't need to do. Jorda's Precept, you don't need to do. Limbo Firm, you don't need to do. Howl of the Kubro, you don't need to do. So you can do those if you want, but, you know, it'll like kind of ruin your progression going through the main story because, you know, it takes resources to do these quests, right? It takes time, it takes resources to craft a few things and different things like that there, where there are other better things out there later on which could use those resources and those times. So you're getting the better things first and then making these quests a breeze later on. So ignore the ones that I said that you don't need to do, and just complete the ones that I said that you do need to do. We'll be talking about the Patient Zero quest in tomorrow's video because I'm going to do that there on stream tomorrow and record that there for some footage for you guys. So right here, again, this is just what I have building right now. I still haven't claimed Loki yet because I want to make that platinum guide, because if you don't have Warframe slots, you know, well, you don't have Warframe slots because you haven't made any platinum yet. So that's going to be the next thing on our to-do list whenever it comes to you know, progressing with more Warframes and stuff. But I want to focus on getting the Warframes you have now all formed up and ready for combat, because investing in your Warframes this early makes it so that, like, you know, you already have your mods and stuff ready to max out, and Loki isn't that hard of a frame to sort of form and stuff. So right now I have my 2Vs, my 2Ds, and I should have another dash on here, so I could form my Nova again to add on another dash, which basically completes my Nova build. So this is my Nova build set up and ready for whenever we get prime mods, which we'll get in the future whenever we come down to getting, what's it called, our prime parts to sell for ducats, to sell to the Void Trader, or possibly whenever we get platinum to get prime continuity and things like that there. So, you know, just go ahead and set your Nova up, have these polarities right here, and then that'll be your Nova basically set up, and, you know, mod it really well or set up really well. Always make sure to prioritize your strength here, and also if you can, go ahead and throw on your efficiency as well. But the base amount of capacity you get is determined by your mastery rank, so keep on increasing your mastery rank so then you can use you know, more mod capacity from the get-go whenever you do like get a new frame or something, or you forma or things like that there, because it makes the leveling process a lot easier on yourself, and you know, it's just a good thing to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and put maxed out streamline on there, and also if I can possibly throw on narrow minded. There we go. And that's kind of like my makeshift Nova build, because I can't put the full thing on right now. So moving on a little bit, move on to Excalibur. We actually see that I have maxed it out since I put the dash on the aura. What we are going to need to do is put another dash on here as well, and that will be for things like our Prime Flow, whenever we come to get that there, and it'll also be for things like Fleet Expertise, Streamline, you know, if we need to actually throw those on. We're also going to need to have another V on there, because we'll need Transient Fortitude and Prime Continuity whenever we get that there. So it's good to sort of prepare in advance with these types of builds. So Excalibur doesn't matter too much, just get to Hydron on Sedna, which is where we're going to next, the next planet. And then that will allow us to sort of level our frames a lot faster and a lot more efficiently. If you want to get Excalibur level 30 before then, use Stoffler on Lua, and that's what I recommend. But other than that there, you know, it's whatever. Let's move on to Frost over here, who has 1 dash and 1 D. Currently haven't really formed him. What I recommend doing from the get-go is actually changing this D polarity to a dash polarity, so then you can use your things like Energy Siphon and Cruise Projection on there instead of having your Physique, which will kind of just, it's kind of just a met aura mod, right? So you want to change that there to a dash from the get-go, and then that will allow you to be more effective as a Frost player, because you have more energy to keep your bubble up, meaning that your entire team won't die because your bubble went down and you didn't have enough energy to cast it, right? So that is basically that there. I know we haven't invested too much in the Frost, which we may need to actually invest another Orc and Reactor into him, which if you have it at hand, I recommend doing. But the question you guys probably have for me now is like, Flynn, how are you getting all this Forma? How are you getting all these Orc and Reactors? And how are you getting all these Orc and Catalysts? You get Orc and Reactors and Orc and Catalysts specifically from alerts and invasions, and you get Forma just by playing a lot and farming a lot of resources. So Forma, go open your Void Relics and pray to RNGesus that you get it, and just go ahead, farm up your Oricon cells, your Neural Sensors, your Morphix, and your Neurodes. Remember, you farm Neurodes off the Sentience on Lua, you get Oricon cells from playing defense missions on Saturn, or just killing a boss that drops them, so any boss that you find easy to kill. You get Morphix from basically just playing any planet that drops Morphix, like Mars, I believe, drops Morphix. You also have your Neural Sensors, which you get from playing Io on Jupiter or killing Alad V over and over and over again. So make sure you stockpile in all of those resources, and then you should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and put a reactor on my Frost here, so then we can put on more things whenever it comes to modding. So with Frost, you just want to throw on like 1 stretch mob, which will increase the range of your bubble to a very decent range. And then you also want to be able to spam your bubble. So we need things like Streamline and Fleeting Expertise, maybe 1 from the top. So we throw on Streamline 1 from the top, and then we throw on Fleeting whenever we have enough mod capacity, obviously throw that there on. So that's basically that there for the Warframe modding right now. As for my weapons, this is my Soma build right now. I only have 1 Forma on it currently. I need the Forma again, and I'd be throwing on either a dash polarity or a V polarity. So, you know, we need to have like 4 Vs and 2 dashes. So that's what we're kind of aiming for here. I'm just going to go ahead and throw another dash on there, and then that will allow me to make my elemental combos a lot better. So just go ahead and unequip these, and then once you have it formed, just throw on Serration. And you'll see that my Serration is almost max rank, which is pretty good. And then also throw on Heavy Caliber there. And then Split Chamber I won't be able to throw on yet. But speaking about Split Chamber, I mentioned in the last episode that you were able to get it from the Grustag Free. And you can actually get it from Hyricon on Pluto. So that's the planet that we're on right now. So you can go to Hyricon and do a few excavators there, and you can potentially get Split Chamber from there instead of having to wait for the G3 to spawn. So, you know, again, I'm still working on the mod list, so that'll be posted in the description of every single Ultimate Beginner's Guide episode, as well as the asset sheet on like what you can do in every single planet. Once I have it all figured out and in the text format, it'll be posted from episode 1 up until, you know, whichever episode that we get to with this guide. So, you know, other than that, basically what we're doing is we're just like preparing ourselves for the future of the game, so like raids and stuff. So we'll be doing those relatively soon whenever we get our hands on Platinum, which, you know, we'll do the Platinum guide, I want to say maybe within the next 2 or 3 or 4 episodes. I don't really know when we're going to do the Platinum guide. It's mainly just based around selling corrupted mods and using third-party websites like Warframe.market or even using Trade Chat. Trade Chat is probably the worst method to use to get platinum. Third-party websites or applications are usually the way to go, like just doing deals with, it sounds really shady, but doing deals like Trade Chats and stuff like that there in Discords like mine, usually the best way to go because you're not fighting against anyone to get like, just your message seen. So that's usually what I recommend whenever it comes to trading if you want to start earlier. But again, I'll be making a full detailed guide about it in the future, right? So we'll have our 7 principles guide, which will be coming up soon. We'll have our trading guide, which will be coming up soon, and then we also have our asset sheet and mod relic farming sheet, which is also coming up soon, as well as why we need some mods and stuff like that there. Just, really sort of getting it into people's heads, like, this is why these mods are good, this is why you need them, and this is how it can positively affect your gameplay and stuff like that there. So yeah, other than that there, that is really it for the episode so far, I think. There's nothing else we can really do in regards to progression, because here in Sedna, I want to keep War Within, and I want to make like a video on that there, just basically detailing what happens in that quest, and then the mechanics we get after it. So that's a thing. Defeat Faheg, defeat 10 Sentients, collect any free mods on the Lua Principal Challenge rooms, craft weapons, and Master Rank 5 or higher. You guys should probably have most of that there done, maybe not the collect any free mods from the Orokin Principal Challenge room, but just keep in mind, next episode, we'll be talking about the Patient Zero quest, getting Mesa, and then, using Mesa on Sedna to kill the, strong, in quotation marks, boss, and then we'll be farming up and really just building our account up from that point onwards, and that's really what it's all about. So, anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this episode of Warframe: The Ultimate Beginner's Guide, don't forget to hit that like button below, and if you want to see more guides like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.